Now we're talking about the pros. This is the Expert Pro Main Event 1. If you're just joining us, a little bit different schedule here in Vegas. Coming at you live on the webcast, and we have 2 main events tonight. So it's the same rider lineup for both main events, Dano. And right now, Taddy Blazusiak, Cody Webb, Colton Haker, those guys all won their heat races. Justin Soule is stoked to be in there. Kyle Redmond and Mike Brown too, man. I mean, Mike Brown's got a lot of heart, but Jeff Aaron, let's talk about him. You called him out as being a good trials guy, and you think he can land on the podium. I agree.
I do think, because remember, he's starting on the 2nd row. So when these guys start on the 2nd row, I think the pressure's off of them. They can go into the first corner. And like I said, with that first corner, there's going to be a lot of carnage, I think. A lot of bar banging going on, a lot of elbows thrown. And with Jeff, like I said, being a very patient guy, he's a trials guy. This track suits these trials guys now because the rocks are slippery, they're shiny. We saw all the mud, the monster mud pit. How about this dude right here, Chris?
Yeah, Soule's looking strong, and it is such a stacked race. And this is what it all comes down to, Dano. 8 laps, the end of the season. We have 2 main events. These guys are going to be cooked after one.
Not just one. We're excited about this one. We have another one after that. Well, we got the women's. And then we got another one after that.
It's going to be incredible. Yeah, some good racing. And I think Taddy's got a good gate right there. He's on the inside, a lot of hole shots, and he's, you know, #1 on the front number plate. He's the points leader, also 111 on his back. But this guy, Cody Webb, could he get a win, Dano?
I really do think he can with his fast bars. You guys see those bars? If you're tuned in at home and you run just a regular set of handlebars, Cody Webb runs these fast bars that are shock absorbers, kind of like your old independent trucks. But and that way, you know, they take a lot of jolts to the their hands and arms. But here we go.
This is it, Dano. Taddy's clicking in a second. He wants that whole shot, but I think everybody else on the line wants it too. Mike Brown, good motocrosser. Colton, Cody Webb. Let's just get everybody through this one healthy into the 2nd main event. And
here's the driest part of the track right here too. And look at that. Cody gets boxed out by the 111. But look at Cody sneaking it in there, putting that Beta in there. And then we got Mike Brown coming out of nowhere from the outside, and Haker going down.
Yeah, Colton laying it down, but that doesn't mean he's out of the race right now. And honestly, Dano, it's 2 KTMs out front. 1-2. We've got Taddy.
Oh, Taylor Robert over the bars trying to come through. He's up. He's okay. He's just going, man. Oh, snapped a chain.
Yeah, chain popped off. That looks like a master link. That's a bummer for him. And, you know, there's no catching Taddy if you're Taylor Robert.
Hey, but you know what? If I'm Taylor Robert, I get that thing back in the pits because guess what? We got another main coming up.
Yeah, he's not out yet. And, boy, it is stacked. Justin Soule, big pack of riders. What are they going to do when they hit the rocks? Taddy's getting through it clean. We've got Brownie. Webb looking pretty good. You got Graf under on the inside, though. I don't know. Could it ball up with all these riders?
It's definitely going to ball up here. I really do think patience is going to be key. Very key in this. Throttle control. Look at this, though. Watch, you're going to show Taylor Robert just doing a full headstand, almost knocking his GoPro off his head. I'm sure that thing was tuning on. We'll see that later on tonight. But here he is, the #1, showing what he does best, folks, out in front.
Yeah, Taddy just looking so good and so smooth. And he trains like a beast, too. I mean, we call him out. He is a very good trials rider. He's got a lot of experience on the world scene with some of these extreme enduros, you know, Red Bull Romaniacs, Erzberg, all those things. But really, Dano, he's an EnduroCross specialist. And he told me one time, Taddy said if he was born in America, he thought he would have been a Supercross racer. What do you think of that?
Oh, I think that's cool, man. I mean, he probably loves Supercross. And look at this. Gut Founder finding his way through. Gut founding it through. You know, I mean, he's making his way up. That's a battle for 4th.
Yeah, and attrition plays into this too, Dano. It's an 8-lap main event. That is huge. And these guys look tired now.
Look at this, Chris. Look at this. They're starting to get stuck like we were saying. The rocks are getting even worse. And you know what? This is when the trials guy, oh, Corey stalls it. I mean, you don't even know what to watch here. I think we should just leave the camera right here and just watch the whole rock section, because this is where all the magic, all the bells and whistles, the trophies are going to be passed out.
Yeah, it really is an amazing section. And Taddy looking so smooth through the rocks. He's coming into the matrix right now. Really just wants to get his front end up, kind of blitz across those. You know, you see he's a trials guy, so a lot of input on the bike. And this year, Colton Haker, #10 on the Kawasaki. Dano, he's a good motocrosser. He raced Hangtown a while back, and now he's out there, good trials guy, racing EnduroCross.
But look at this. He went down right off the start, but he's coming through. And look at Rookstool having problems with the matrix. Guys, at home, if you have just sitting down with us and you're watching this, this is the first pro main. We have 2 of these bad boys coming up. These guys are struggling, so you can only even imagine if it was one of you or me out there. Sounds like Taddy's stuck again and Brownie's having trouble, but look at the number 5 bike. Chris, what do you think? Is Cody going to do this? And he just sneaks by the 311 of Mike Brown.
Cody's hungry. He's got nothing to lose, and let's look at lap times too, Dano. Taddy is running a 107.447. Cody Webb into the lead. He's going for his first win. Could he do it tonight? He's winning this thing.
I told you, I'm counting it, but here's where it's going to come down to. Cody does not like pressure from Taddy. So if Cody can hang on and just relax and know that he's got the trials and let his corners do the talking instead of, you know, which Taddy's explosive through the corners. We all know that. He goes for it. But Cody likes to wheel trap that matrix. He gets through the tough, gnarlier sections a lot smoother than Taddy does.
Yeah, he's pulling a little bit of a gap. Actually, Cody Webb running a 103 lap time, but we're only 3 laps into this thing. There's 5 to go, 8-lap main event. Main event number 1 out of 2, Dano, and this is incredible, but I think he might be getting inside Taddy's head a little bit with some of that pressure. You know, Cody Webb, he's used to leading now. He led in Boise. We saw that. Anything could happen in the rock section.
And there you go. Here we go again. These are the best in the world, folks. You guys are tuning in at home right now, watching this live cast. These are the best in the world struggling through these rocks. Look at Lance is still stuck there. And, I mean, like I said, you make it into this main, you are the cream of the crop of the cream.
Yeah, absolutely, the best in the world. Mike Brown in 3rd place, you cannot count him out. He won X Games this summer, looks so smooth, so he knows what victory is like. But Cody Webb, I'm impressed. He's on a beta, he's looking good, and I think Brownie has what it takes to hang with Taddy. You kind of need to see a mistake out of Taddy to really let the rest of the field catch up, though.
Chris, you know, like we were talking about, these 2 out in front, the 5 bike and the 1 bike, these guys are racing for the win. So they are exerting their energy and not knowing that, hey, you know what, we got another main event after this. So we got to kind of save. And I think Mike Brown running in 3rd, I saw him looking around. He might be going, hey, you know what, I got 3rd on this one. It'll help me get up in the points. Then we just cruise, and if these guys bobble and get stuck in the rock section, look at these guys going through. The number 5, and Taddy makes the pass, but look at Cody doing a little stuffing, but
slows him down in the end, cutting him off. He was trying, but he's still within striking distance. You know, we have several more laps to go, 4 more laps, halfway mark right now. We got Mike Brown a little bit hung up in the rocks. Colton Haker's looking good, and it's a 1-2 battle out front. We've seen Cody Webb and Taddy going for it. Talked to Cody earlier. He's feeling good. He's really been working on his fitness, and I don't know, man. It's still anybody's game. It's EnduroCross. It ain't over till it's over, Dano.
And I definitely think arm pump comes into this event too. You know, we talk about your arms. What we say arm pump is your forearm muscles that tighten up to where something when you're playing a guitar, or you're on the keyboard, you're playing your Xbox, whatever. When you feel your arms tighten up, that means you can't hold on to your grips. You can't do the clutch. You can't use your front brake. And a lot of these guys, you know, it's all mobility. It's all moving around on the bike, getting the grabs on the foot peg and the bars. And you know, Cody's had problems with that in the past. And hopefully, you know, he knows, all right, dude, I need to slow, pace myself, breathe, get my stuff, because you know what? I need a win. I'm ready for a win. Let's see where he's at. Taddy's got a nice little lead over him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a battle out front. You see that blue flag coming out for Mad Max Gersten. That means he's a lapper. It kind of means, hey, Max, there's a race going on. You ain't in it, but he's still a good rider.
He means, hey, buddy, move out of the way and look at Brownie in 3rd, getting stuck here again.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble, but you know what? I'm not counting Brownie out. He's a good rider. He's won one of these things before. And that firewood section, how about Wally Palmer's crash earlier? Unfortunately, Wally's not in the main right now, Dano, but we saw a good one. He threw it away and pretty much landed without the bike in the firewood.
Wild Wally Palmer, folks. Here we go. Out in front, the number 1, or the 111, whatever you want to say, Taddy Blazusiak. How do you say that dude's last name? The correct.
Blazusiak. And we hear the crowd screaming. There might have been something going on. The rock section's looking pretty gnarly. And where's Cody Webb?
He's right there. You see him in the screen.
No, I think he went down. That was Max Gersten. You know, Cody looking a little bit dirty. Coming into that rock section might be a little bit flustered right now. And he's still got another main event, Dano. This is a different format than we usually see. There's 2 main events. Number 1 right now, though. Taddy is proving why he is the guy to beat at EnduroCross.
Check out underneath Taddy's bike. I was just noticing, is that a KTM modifying that skid plate to cover the linkage?
Yeah, they've got a big linkage guard that goes back, and that's so right there in the matrix section. You know, when he hits, he can glide over it. And boy, he's gliding around the track right now. coming up on Corey Graffunder, and Taddy's charging. He's fit. He's in good shape.
He's like a MasterCard. He just charges it.
He goes for it. And Colton, see Jeff Aaron right there too. Those guys are battling, but it's the Taddy show right now.
Taddy is definitely putting on a show. I think Cody's just putting it on cruise control, saving that energy, hoping to do like a motocross count where he goes a 2-1. Taddy goes a 1-2 or something like that. But here we go over the last rock section and going through the wood pile for the final lap, taking the checkered flag. Your winner.
Big win for Taddy, and we will have to do the math to see if that seals the championship for him. But that's exactly what he needed to do. That was his strategy you heard earlier. He just want to get out front, take the win. Cody Webb having some trouble, but boy, solid ride out of him, Dano. Second place is super good. Mike Brown in third, and then Jeff Aaron putting it up there in fourth for the number 4 bike. That's good for the points. We still got one more race with that second main event coming up.
Look at that. On Cody's boots, you can see the boot buckles are loose. They must have just, that's how hard these guys are riding out there, hitting rocks with their boots and taking elbows and bars to their ribs and everything. I mean, it's crazy.
It is crazy. And Mike Brown right now, what's going through his head, Dano? He's finished third place. He's still got another main event. What's he thinking when he goes back to the semi to recover?
I think he's thinking, where's Taylor Robert? Because as you can tell, Taylor Robert is out. This might move Brown up into the third in points because he was in fourth.
Yeah.
Creeping on these guys. So it's going to be good, man.
Yeah.
Jeff Aaron taking home a fourth. See? I almost called the podium there.
Super solid. He's creeping. I think he can do it. Justin Soule, too, putting in a really good ride, top 5. And this kid, he's a good kid. He's looking at what he's going to do next year. He's not on the Monster Kawasaki program. That's over with, unfortunately. But I think he's pumped. And Colton struggling. We saw him win Vegas actually back in May. He's a good motocrosser. He's in good shape. He looks like he's been roosted by a pack full of racehorses or something, huh, Dano?
Oh, yeah. And you can just tell, guys, look at how hard this is. I mean, you could put your foot down, and next thing you know, you're falling and the bike falls. Look at our GEICO helper out there.
Yeah, Bobby the flagger falling. And what is the role of flaggers? There's outside assistance. They can help the riders if they look like they can't get out themselves.
There's definitely, but here we are. Look at this. He's already on the podium, and Colton
still in the
finishing.
runs.
What is he going to finish 6th? And he's still out there.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And look at Taddy. Does he look winded? Does he look tired? I mean, I don't know. We talked about arm pump a little bit, but
he knows the camera's on. Look at how he's breathing through his nose. Okay, breathe through the nose.
Yeah, what a stud.
Stud muffin.
And he referenced the bar earlier. We'll see if Taddy goes out tonight to celebrate, but he's got another main event too. Look at this replay, Dano. What are we seeing right here? The firewood section. Taddy crossing the finish line. He's pumped.
How stoked is he right now? Doing a little head bob looking. Let's put it down here.
With your 2012 EnduroCross champion, Taddy Blazusiak. Taddy, you know, we have one more race to go. At this point, are you just having fun, or are you letting go of all of that pressure?
No, for sure, I'm riding with no pressure, you know. It's done now, so no, it's cool to ride with no pressure, but, you know, when you have all the other 12 crazy guys at the gate and everybody wants to be first in the first corner, it's another pressure that goes on when you're at the gate, you know. So, yeah, definitely try to have fun and try to ride smooth. You know, I made a few mistakes, but, yeah, I regrouped like halfway through, and then I pulled a really good gap on the second guy, so, yeah, super happy about that for sure.
Now, in your words, when you make a few mistakes and regroup, what are you telling yourself?
Well, you know, I'm not really, I don't even know, you know. I just know that if I make mistakes at one line, I'm just trying to go for something else, you know, and try to, like, you know, change stuff, you know. And yeah, you know, I found quite a few good lines now, so yeah, I'm confident for the next main.
Absolutely. Taddy, who do you want to thank?
Yeah, you know, first of all, for sure, you know, thanks to all the fans, you know. And thanks to KTM Factory Team, Red Bull, Fox, IROC, you know, and it's been a great year, you know, and, you know, I mean, after X Games, everything's going great, you know, you know, we couldn't really ask for more, so yeah, it's going great, thanks.
Good job, Taddy, great job. Where is Cody Webb? Well, no, okay. We're gonna go to Mike Brown, an amazing, amazing race that you put in, Taddy. Giving a little wink to Taddy. Mike Brown, first of all, I know your missus has her birthday today, and I heard she was listening on the live feed, so do you want to give her a happy birthday?
Yeah, for sure. I forgot to call her until like 6 o'clock tonight and tell her happy birthday, so late happy birthday there, and yeah, I'm just happy to be out there, you know, get the KTM out front there, me and Taddy, and for me, I was just trying to get around the rocks, you know, that was my main goal tonight, just get through there, because they're slippery, they're trials rocks, that's for sure, but no, I was happy, you know, just the Dunlops hooked up through there and got me through there.
And Mike, you are one of the toughest, the gnarliest racers that I have ever met, and at the last round, you were so sick you weren't able to compete in the main event. How is your health now?
It's getting back there, you know, like I've never missed a race in 28 years for being sick, and that was the first time, and it was good, you know. I've getting better, you know. I'm not back to 100%, you know. It'll take a few more weeks, but at least I'm out here riding. You know, we did the Baja 1000 the other night, and we did good there. So glad to be here tonight riding.
Gang, Mike Brown went to the Baja 1000, did 250 miles, and then dropped everything to come to EnduroCross, and he is standing in 3rd place on the podium. Mike Brown, it is just an honor being able to stand next to you. Is there anybody else you want to thank?
For sure, KTM, FMF, Muscle Milk, you know, Thor, Parts Unlimited, Alpine Star, 100% goggles, and you know, a great team. My mechanic Chad, Auntie, Andrew does the engines, and glad John Eric's out here watching us tonight.
Yeah, John Eric. Hey everyone at KTM, just wanted to say hi. Nice little podium up here. I'm gonna get out of the way. And
Dano, what do you think, man? An amazing podium. Mike Brown, what a guy, pinning it.
That was awesome. And you know what? On behalf of you and me, I want to give it up to Miss Brown with his Fu Manchu and say happy birthday to you. That I'm sorry you're not here to celebrate. We'd have you up in the booth and we'd sing for you. Happy birthday, though, Miss Brown.
Yeah, big night here in Vegas. We're coming at you live from the GEICO EnduroCross at the Orleans Arena. Taddy putting it down in main event #1, but we still have another race coming up, Dano.